Oh, it's true. A new Kurt Angle in the game. This Kurt Angle has been loaned to me and some other YouTube content creators to produce these videos for you folks, so I hope you enjoy. They will be gone from our accounts and on our rosters once these videos have gone live, and Scopely can take them out of our accounts. So thank you to them for giving us this opportunity to show you the brand new Kurt Angle. He looks fantastic. We're going to see several movesets. We're going to start with blue, red, red. The main red is a submission. It's the ankle lock, of course. We're going to use Sting and Slick Ric Flair. Ric Flair does extra gem damage, 14% more gem damage to all gems. And you'll see why that's going to be beneficial, because Kurt Angle is a X-Break guy. He blows up the board. So 14% boost on every gem on the board is a good thing. This middle red move, these slaps, which look great, what they do is they make the opponent's next turn, all the gem damage is 0. So you see we took no gem damage there. And you'll see where that becomes important a little later on in some of these matches, but it gives you sort of a free turn in taking no damage. So the goal was to get our submission filled quickly. We didn't get any reds early, but finally we've got it full. So now we're choosing 8 gems to convert to submission gems. Any gems that survive will become X-Break gems. So it's a bit of a fine line in choosing where you want these gems, because normally with submission gems you would put them as far apart as possible so that they have a chance of surviving. But X-Break gems that are in the corners or way near the edges do less damage, because X-Breaks go in 4 directions. So if they're in the corners, they don't do much damage. Anyway, so here's that slaps again, which means Kevin Nash's next move does 0 damage. So now this blue, choose 3 X-Break gems to destroy. Blow up the board, nice cascade, 86k, and you see his first kick out attempt was 0. So now he's got a kick out of 86k in 2 moves and can't do it. So that's a, what about turn 4 win for Kurt Angle there, and we did not have a good start with reds or blues on the board. Let's see that same move set again. That is a much friendlier board to start with for Kurt Angle. Not only do we get a wild card, but we've got a ton of reds. So we're going to use the slaps first just to create a bit of damage and cause his next move to be 0. Because we know we're going to refill it because there were so many reds on the board. It's a low charge move, and we have X-Pac on as a coach. So you saw that first kick out attempt by Cactus Jack was a 0. Now all our moves full. We're going to get the submission gems out. We don't want to waste that 0 kick out move yet. So now we're sort of going to split the difference on our X-Break gems here. We're going to put some out on the edges so that they'll survive, we hope, and then try to pick some more gems near the middle that he might not break. Lone color gems that your opponent doesn't have a habit of choosing are good options. I just like to cluster them because X-Breaks near each other can create the biggest damage. So here's that red move again. Cactus Jack's next gem match will be worth 0. Choosing X gems to destroy. Our moves all refilled. A huge number, 103,000 that he's got to kick out of in 2 moves because those are zip. And another pin for Kurt Angle. So that was a great board. That was a dream board for Kurt Angle. Let's have a look at this same moveset on a not so friendly board. Remember, this is still Sting and Slick Ric Flair for extra gem damage. No reds, no blues for us. So we'll buy ourselves hopefully a free turn there with 0 damage from the Hitman on this turn. He's got his greens full. We're not at our sub yet. That's not ideal. So we're going to take a hit from Bret Hart here. Keep an eye on what these opponents we're facing are starting at health-wise. Bret Hart here is over 300,000 to start, just to show you the damage that Kurt Angle can do against some really high health opponents. First, we got to kick out of this. That'll work. So now 3 moves are loaded. The submission gems first. Loot gems are always good because your opponent doesn't have a habit of trying to match loot gems, only if they're a last resort. Again, trying to load the middle so that the 4 directions of the X-Break gems these become have maximum damage. Not so bad. We got a bunch to survive, but he kills a couple more there. So we've got 4 X-Breaks that survived there. We're going to slap the 0 damage for 1 turn on him. And now destroy. Not a lot of reds to try and recycle that sub if we need it. And we got no cascade. So this is sort of the dry board bad luck match that we're getting here. But we're still managing to do a ton of damage to Bret Hart. Our 3 moves are full again. That's the beauty of X breaks or cross breaks or choosing blast gems. Anything that blows up the board, unless you're really unlucky, your moves are going to be partially or totally full when you set them off. Once again, he's just obliterating our X-Break gems. But as long as you get 3 of them to survive, you're getting the full effect from your next move. Just you'd like them to be more centrally located on the board than that. That's why I like to start near the top and near the middle. Zero will be his first kick out. What kind of a cascade can we get? Nothing again. But we got 50k damage, but he's got 0 on his first kick out move. And we get the pin because of it. That's the value of that middle red move. Well, let's try something completely different here now. We're going to add the 2 yellow moves, the German suplex and the moonsault, to go with our angle slam, yellow, yellow, blue. We're going to add Akam from the Authors of Pain to get those yellow moves charged. That middle yellow move, the first yellow move's only a 1 charge. And we're keeping Slick Ric Flair for the total gem damage. So this is a 1 charge move, this first yellow. It puts 2 turn countdown gems on the board, a lot of them. In 2 turns, those break X gems that are on the board. So we're trying to get X gems onto the board here before those go off. The beauty is, even if they do go off, you're loading more on every turn. So you really want to yellow match on that first turn because that middle yellow move creates X-Break gems. So we'll set them off again, more countdown gems. Now we turn countdown gems into X-Breaks. Now our blue angle slam will destroy the X-Breaks that are there. Choosing 3. Ric Flair's 14% boost gets us a nice 86k pin. Bray Wyatt's able to kick out, but our moves are full again. You saw there was an X-Break gem left, that countdown gem when it went off. It set it off. Didn't cause a pin, so we get to do some more damage here. You could run either blue move with this setup. This one destroys X-Breaks. The other one generates X-Breaks, so if you want to just put more X-Breaks on the board, you can do that with the other blue move, and then the countdown move sets them off. But this is also pretty quick. I think I still like the red, red, blue, or the blue, blue, red we're about to see better than this move set. But it's getting the job done. So that's yellow, yellow, blue. Let's see what I think might be the best move set. And this is the 2 blues with the submission. And Jerry Lawler, and again, Slick Ric Flair for damage. So that first one is choosing X-Breaks to destroy. There's none on the board yet, but it's a low charge and we've got a blue match, so we can set it off just for damage on the first turn. Now these 2 blue moves will go off in tandem to load our submission and do a lot of damage. So we put 3 X-Break gems on the board and now we destroy them. Should be enough red here to get our submission loaded. The 2 blue moves are loaded again for sure. The submission isn't quite there, but let's just do some more damage. Remember, every gem on the board with Slick Rick as a trainer has a 14% boost. So there are some valuable gems out there. Our submission is loaded, so before we get these X-Break gems to go off, let's run the submission because he's got some full moves and we want to drain them. And this will also give more X-Break gems on the board. There's a whole bunch of them there in a nice little row. Set 3 of them off. And all our moves are full again at 100k damage. This is the difference in the pinfall when you're running the 2 blues instead of red, red, blue, is that you don't have that first kick out at 0. So early on in the match, these kick out buffs will allow most 4-star silvers to kick out even when you put 100k on them. But the fact that these are going off on really every other turn You're going submission and then X breaks, and then submission and then X breaks. Randy Orton started with well over 300, close to 350k health. And he's in serious trouble. A lot of X break gems on the board now. So you get some crisscross going. And everything goes away. Very nice setup with Jerry Lawler and Slick Ric Flair. Let's see it again. Same moveset, same trainers. This time against Booker T. This is a class disadvantage for us. Green trumps red in this game. Because these moves aren't super high charge, whether you're running Sting or whether you're running Lawler, they really go both ways. You can use the sub to fill your X-break moves, or you can use the X-break moves to fill the sub. That time we didn't get blue matches off the start, even though we have Lawler training, but a couple of red matches, especially with X-Pac coaching, gets that submission full. And now we've got X-break gems on the board for our next turn, which we can destroy, 3 of them. Hopefully filling everything up again. The submission is full. So this moveset proving very, very successful. Again, trying to walk the fine line between gems that are going to survive and gems in good spots for X breaks. We didn't do so bad that time. We'll throw more X-break gems on the board and then blow them up. And this should be the end of Booker T. This is like right out of the Invasion angle. Kurt Angle and Booker T. When the WCW invaded. That's huge. And the end of Booker T. Really liking blue, blue, red. Now there is an X gem trainer in the game who generates extra X gems. It's Diamond Dallas Page. So we'll get a look at him. Now I don't have a maxed Diamond Dallas Page, so I'm only creating 1 extra X gem. Once you get him to 5k, he generates 2. And that might not sound like a big difference, but I think it is. And that's why I've been using, on most of these builds, I've been using Ric Flair instead of Tech DDP. Just because I think the 14% gem damage was helping me more than that 1 extra X gem. But I wanted to show it to you here. So now we're generating 4 instead of 3. And remember, if he's maxed, this would become 5. So this might be the most attractive setup with a maxed Tech DDP. Because you're creating 5 and destroying 3. Didn't manage to fill our submission. Because we don't have Ric Flair on, we're doing, in theory, 14% less damage. And we're 1 MP short of getting the blue moves off on this turn. But playing some defense and taking purples away from him when we don't get our matches will help, because we do not want to get stunned by zombie Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now we set our moves off. That's 4 X gems. Now destroying 3 of them. Finisher's just about loaded. Our submission. That's a big cascade. 88k. And now the submission on the next turn will put a whole whack more X-Break gems on the board. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on what your preference is between the red blue that has that 0 damage for 1 turn move on it that helps with kickouts and helps with maintaining some health, compared to the blue red, which creates more carnage, more X-Break carnage, and hoping to put up a bigger number. I like both. I think the way this game works, you'll probably set up for one and the board will show up and it'll be better for the other, just because that seems to work out that way. But they're both very successful. I don't think you can be wrong choosing either one of these, but it's been fun trying them out and being able to put this video together to show you guys. Again, thank you to Scopely for the opportunity to have Kurt Angle temporarily on my roster to produce this video for you guys to see. Hopefully a lot of people get him during this Team Extreme month, because I think this guy's going to be a valuable powerhouse and shoots right near the top of the powerhouse class.